We are live. Welcome, everybody. And we're so glad you're here watching us three clowns tie a little tiny fly with Davis to moderate. And speaking of moderating, please don't spam the comment section. Okay? If you want to ask a question or make a comment, that's fine. If you spam the comment section, the last time we did this, we had.
I'll just tell you this: there were two of the guys that follow me that did it last time, and I know who you are. And we're not doing that this time.
We're gonna block. We're gonna block you. So don't. So don't be spamming this because we're gonna block you if you do that. Anyway, but questions are welcome as we're tying. If you have questions about materials or whatever, and you want to pay attention to the patterns and the materials that we're using. We didn't post a pattern on this prior to the thing because we are each tying our own secret version of a Trico. So just maybe get a pencil and paper there and write down the patterns. None of them are particularly difficult.
How do you know? You literally haven't seen mine, Tom.
I saw yours.
He literally has seen yours.
Yeah, you flashed it. You flashed a picture by mistake, and I saw what you're doing.
I was trying to get inside your heads, is all. Maybe that was
yeah, that's what it was.
Maybe that would have been.
Wow.
For those who are new and just tuning in, towards the end of the tying session, be sure you stick around. We're going to put up a poll. You'll get to vote on the fly that you think was tied the best, and we'll get a good poll from everyone who attended. So thanks for watching.
Vote for me.
I vote for Tom every time.
I need a win. I know somebody else who needs a win even worse than me.
Me?
Mr. Flamer.
Oh.
Whoa.
So, who starts? It's my fly. Do I start? Because
I think you start.
So.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. I will start. And again, if you have questions, just post them in the comments. And even if we're tying, Davis will read them out to us so we can answer your questions while we're tying. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna. I better turn my cameras on. That would help.
Oh boy.
Trying to save battery here. All right. Make me big, Davis.
I think the ship sailed on that one, Tom.
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay. For small dry flies, my favorite hook used to be the Orbis Big Eye hook, and it's not made anymore. And so I looked and looked, and I actually went to Arex to ask them to make a Big Eye hook, and I found out they had it in their line. So this is a beautiful little hook. It's called the Dry Fly Mini Barbless, and it's got a ring eye, and it's a big eye. It's barbless. It's nice, light but strong wire, and I really love these hooks. I'll put it in the vise so you can see it a little better. If I can get it in the vise, I better put my glasses on. Better put my tying glasses on. There we go. Am I in focus? Looks like it. Okay, so turn the other light on too. Sorry, I'm just not ready. There we go. Okay, so I am using 12-0 black thread, and I'm going to start my thread up towards the front. And then I know that probably some of these people are going to use fibbits for the tails, and I'm not. I am going to use a spade hackle, And a spade hackles. I like natural hackle fibers better than Fibbits. Fibbits is a nylon brush material, and it's nice and easy to use. But if you take a cape like this Keo cape, Keo has, and you look off to the side here, you'll see that there's some short, very stiff fibers, and those are called spade fibers. And so I'm just going to take this feather, and I'm going to peel off 2 fibers. And yes, Tim, I know Tricos have 3 tails.
Oh my gosh.
I only need 2. And I don't think you need a lot of tail on this fly, but you want it long for 2 reasons. One is that the Trico Spinner has a long tail. But the other reason is that I think it helps balance the fly and helps it land a little bit lighter. So it's about almost twice the length of the hook. And I'm just going to tie in these 2, if I can get them in there, tie in these 2 fibers and wind back to the bend. You go pretty far. And then I'm going to lift them up. And I know Flagler's going to use that really tricky thread between the...
Wow. Really?
Thread between the tails deal, but I just figure 8 them.
Why do you have to just bash on other techniques before you do an inferior one? It's okay.
Because I know he's going to do it, and he's going to act all superior. So I'm just going to figure 8 these tails. I know he's going to act all superior with that, pulling that thread through the center of them. But I think.
Well, how do you think I do it? That's the best.
I think figure 8ing is easier. So you guys can do whatever you want.
Okay, thanks for the permission.
Anyway, there's my tails.
Wow.
So
beautiful.
Nice work. That's perfect. That's a good angle.
Yeah, it's a.
And you might note as well that the tails are quite a bit longer on these bad boys when they're in the spinner.
Yeah, they're long.
And Tom, just a little professional tip: you need to clean your sensor. There's a booger on there. I just noticed it. So after we're done here.
That's a camera thing.
Yeah,
I don't see it on my. Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be a shame if you shot video or did something like that and that showed up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I never shoot video, so I just use a spot remover in Lightroom.
To each their own.
Yeah, I see that sensor spot though.
Yeah.
Brigham whispered that in my ear today just now too. He's like, "What's wrong with this lens?"
What? There's nothing wrong with that lens.
No, that's what I'm saying.
All right. Who's going next? Cheech, you?
I can go next if you want.
All right. Let's do that.
Let's see.
We got a real important question here. What's anyone's thoughts on Tenkara? So let's just, really be serious about this answer. Crazy Life.
I'll be so serious that I'll change back to my face. I said I wouldn't knock it till I tried it, and I did try it, and it's great to get good presentation. It's impossible to get a fish over 12 inches in, and also, if you hold Tenkara rods with your thumb on top, it will wear out your arm before the day's over because they're like 87 feet long and there's no reel to counterbalance it. So a reel counterbalance is a lot more comfortable to fish with, even though it may be slightly heavier. Anyway, it's a better form to fish in all ways, shapes, and forms with the reel. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, Tenkara is cool, though, if you like it. Go for
it. Wow. That was whirlwind.
No, this is exactly what I've had to say to people in the shop. But anyway, no, if you have fun doing Tenkara, in my opinion, keep on doing it. I don't like it, though.
Oh, we're all tying on a size 20 hook, Jill.
Hey, Tom, do you see how big the eye is on this bad boy?
Yeah, what hook is that?
Yeah.
So Daiichi supplied Orvis with their big eye hook, and it is actually the 1110.
Yeah, but you can't get it anymore.
Yeah, this was in my shop downstairs with new Daiichi packaging. This is it. This is the big eye.
So they're
hook.
bringing it back. Oh, good.
No, it's never gone away. It's just the 1110 Daiichi. That's it.
You couldn't buy an 1110 a few months ago, Cheech. I
Okay,
looked
yeah.
all over, so it's
No, that's
just come back on the
that is
market.
a fair assessment because the
Yeah.
Daiichi distribution is kind of iffy right now. Anyway,
Yeah. Well, that's
Brigham
great.
Young
That's
hook-
great that hook has come back.
Yeah.
But I do like the Arex hook.
No, but you're right on this. You're exactly right on it. That's exactly the hook I started playing with for mine. So I do have the 1110. You can see it's got maybe the size of eye of a 16 or 14. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to start out with 70 denier thread, and I'm going to start it about right here. And I'm going to wrap this all the way back, about to right there, and cut this off. I am going to use fibbets for the tail. It looks like this. So, and again, just like Tom, I am only going to use 2 tails. I took those off of there, and I'm going to tie them in about, I don't know, longer than the body. I don't know exactly what the proportions are.
You lay them in till they look right.
You lay them in until they look right. If they're too short, you can always pull them a little bit, but that's pretty good for what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to flatten my thread by counter wrapping or counter twisting it, and just wrap this all the way up the shank and get rid of those extras. And then I'm going to make sure my thread's super nice and flat and wrap this back down to about right there. And then I'm going to take my thumbnail and split those. And this is the method I like to use to split the tails. I take a piece of thread and I put it through the hook this way. See that? And then I just bring them together, pull both of those through the tails.
That's exactly what I do, Tom.
I thought you used the tag end of the thread to come through.
No.
Oh, okay.
I just have to remember to cut that piece off.
But if you put 2 pieces of thread, it's the perfect width to just keep those nice.
Yeah, and you can adjust the tension and the splay.
Yeah. So I'm just going to do this real quick. I'm going to finish up my body real fast too, because it's just right here. I'm going to take my thread back to the very back. Hey,
Tim, you shouldn't have said that. He wouldn't have noticed.
I will not apologize for the words that I choose to tie flies. If we can't be mature adults through this, I'll turn this car around. Thank you.
All right. If we were mature adults, this wouldn't be any fun.
I know. I just hope my wife sees that so she can laugh. All right, so I'm going to take a marker, and I'm just going to color down about, I don't know, an inch or so. Uh-oh. There we go. Brigham just tripped over our camera, and I think we're good. So are we still in focus? Did you guys see that?
He punted it all the way to Colorado.
Dude, here's a guy that's no bigger than 5'5", but I swear he's got a size 12 foot. Okay, we're good. All right. So did you guys pay Brigham to sabotage me? Hold on. Did you? Okay,
not a lot.
All right. All right. So we're just going to wrap this forward in spiral wraps forward. And that looks like it's a quill now, but it's really not. So see that bad boy? I'm just going to let it sit right here. And you're up, Tim.
All right. Yeah, I did it a little differently, I guess. So kind of the same as Cheech, but I'm going to start off with really thin thread. This is Viva's 16-aught, but same deal. I'm going to leave a real long tag end here. Get that started. Snip the tag end off and put it away in a safe place. Now, I am going to correctly use 3 micro fibbets. I got 3 right there because they do in fact have 3 tails. Oops, what am I doing?
I don't know.
That was it.
Okay.
They're just
Brigham did that.
Using too many tails, you forgot how to use your freaking camera.
Well,
You have a
That's not
tool?
bad.
Do you have a tool to tie in three tails? Plunger style hackle pliers, or
absolutely. That's what I was holding with. And so I like to pull. That looks like about the right length. Maybe a little shorter than that. Right about yay, because they do have wicked long tails. So I'm going to pull up and toward me, just so they land right on top. And rather than using my thumbnail, it kind of is the same thing. I take one little wrap under there, and that generally splays them enough. I hope. This is kind of fussy to do.
Got a good question coming in right now from Mike Kelly on Facebook. He's asking why we don't fish trico adults, emergers, or nymphs like we do other species.
Can I answer that?
Go for
it. I do, and honestly, I learned this years ago from Mr. Charlie Mack out in Pennsylvania, and he throughout the hatch fishes sunken tricos. So yeah, totally, different than all those things. I think that trico nymphs would be problematic.
any trouble, Tim?
Nope. I think I may have over mated though. I'm a little shaky.
Are you using 50-pound braid for your thread?
Dude,
what is going on?
Vivas 16-aught. It's just this
Like
is how
strands
close
twisted.
This is how close up I am with my camera. Okay.
And to answer that question, a little tiny pheasant tail before a trico hatch early in the morning, or even in the evening before, because sometimes the duns hatch. I've seen it on rivers where they hatch the evening before. And I fish duns a lot early in the morning. And then, of course, drowned spinners afterwards. So, yeah, people do fish all three stages, just that the spinners are more fun, that's more concentrated, and the fish tend to get up on them a little bit better. But you can fish all stages of this hatch.
Someone's asking.
Would you agree, Cheech?
Yeah, I don't fish tricos hardly at all. I think in the summertime we kind of go big bug, big foam, hoppers. But yeah, I mean, I've done it, but it's not one that I'm a regular participant in. I'll be, straight up, that's how it is.
Oh, Newfie Chris says, I'm surprised no one's using CDL for the tail. Well, the tails on a Trico spinner are not speckled, so that may be why we're not using CDL.
Exactly why.
They're clear. They're clear. So otherwise, we might use CDL.
You mean clear like this?
Yeah, like that. Or like mine.
And like three of them, though.
Or like these.
On the naturals.
Yeah, three of them. Well, maybe the New Jersey fish can count, but our Vermont and the Wyoming and Montana and Idaho fish that I catch on tricos, they don't count very well. So
yeah.
Is that close enough for you, Cheech? No, somebody asked about the hook. I am using a Fulling Mill 50/50 dry fly hook, size 20 barbless. I really like that. See how the point comes around just a little bit, that curve? I think that holds on fish just a little better than the kind of the straight barbless point.
Tim, I think you're right. I think of the barbless company's dry fly hooks, that's one of the better hooks out there. It seems to be a little more beefy than the others.
Yeah. I like them a lot. All right. I think we're all caught up. I'm nice and close.
Okay.
All done.
Oh, somebody asked why not use mono. Well, it doesn't have that. It doesn't have taper that the fibbits and the natural fibers do. You could, I suppose. I don't think it would look as good.
No, they're truncated. They're cut off.
Yeah.
So you're up, Tom, I think.
Okay. Somebody asked what the correct pronunciation of fibbits is, and I don't know. Do you guys know?
I say fibbits.
I've always said fibbits. That's kind of the way it's spelled, but
let's just say that that's the standard way. There you have three of us. We all agree fibbits. If someone comes and says fibbets, I'm correcting them from now on.
And I've heard people add an R in there, microfibrets or something like that.
Oh, I was thinking fribbits.
Fribbits.
That's absolutely wrong. That is absolutely
That's
wrong.
like Zoom speak from back in the day.
That's like saying-
Fribbins.
Fribbit. Pine on
Okay,
a Gaiachi.
Okay.
You'll notice I've got and I'm making this body more complicated than I need to, but I like to make my bodies this way. So, and I think they look good. I got more peacock curl than I need there. So if you want to make a quill body, the best place for quills is just below the eye. That's where they're widest and strongest. So in case you do use peacock quill, and to get the hurl off there, just take a pencil eraser.
Hey, Tom, move that up just a little bit so that we can see it more. There you go.
Yeah, sorry. And sometimes I'll wet the eraser a little bit. And you have to be kind of gentle with this. And I know this is fussy, but I really like the way it looks. And I knew that Cheech and Tim wouldn't do this.
So how did you do this back before pencils were invented?
Well, back in my day, before pencils were invented, I used a
stone and chisel.
A bone scraper, yeah, or my fingernail, because back in those days, there were no such thing as fingernail clippers, so I could use my fingernails. And you have to flip the hurl over, I find, a couple times to get all the fuzz off there. And yeah, I know this is geeky, but
a little bit.
I like the way it looks. So too bad. And then I'm going to transfer that to my sensor spotted fly here. Put on the right glasses. I got 2 pairs hanging around my neck.
Great question from Jill. Has come in from YouTube. Do all spinners have black bodies? I've experienced green-bodied tricos too. Is this a male-female thing?
The females have a green body, or it's kind of a olivey tan abdomen. Yeah, so the males have a black body, and I don't think the fish select between the males and the females. So yeah, one of the reasons I like this quill is it's kind of halfway between the black of the male and the greenish of the female. And then I forgot. Oh, I want to show you guys something. For winding quills and stuff, I have these hackle pliers, English style hackle pliers, and I put I don't know if you could see that. I put like this goopy stuff, I don't know what you call it, but it's like a soft rubber, and I put it in between the hackle pliers. And I find that for winding quills and stuff to be really handy.
Well, you have a tool for everything, don't you?
Yeah, I have a tool for everything, just like my hero Timmy.
Yeah, everyone was saying Tim was going to pull out a new tool, and here we have Tom.
I know. Well, it's not a new tool; it's a modified tool. So.
Maybe that's the crap that got on your camera lens.
Yeah.
And then you just have to be really gentle with this.
So no super glue before you wrap, just kind of.
Just wait and watch, Timmy.
Oh, you're gonna UV cure resin that whole thing, aren't you?
I am not gonna UV cure resin it. Got twisted there. There we go. And yeah, this is fussy, but I really think it looks good. Why is that twisting on me so much? And the body is pretty short on these Tricos.
They're in real life. They're kind of plump little guys.
Yeah, I should have
Yeah.
tapered that a little bit, but I'm not going to because I forgot. And then I reach way back into the dark ages and pull out a bottle of real head cement. And I just,
Do you need the vice grips to get the lid off the thing?
yeah, sometimes. Using
You
my
have to put red lids on there so they know they're for arthritic fingers.
my eyebrow brush. These things are great. Somebody in the podcast recommended this to me. Eyebrow pencils or eyebrow brushes.
Wow,
They're
that's
great.
really good.
They're great.
That's very fine.
And then I put a little, I put a little through the tail to support it.
How long does
There's
that
one.
take to dry? Is that pretty quick?
Yeah,
All right.
it's as long as it takes me to prepare my wing.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I think that's you, Cheech.
Well, guess what? I already did my body, so check this out. That's just a thread-colored body. And on the little tiny flies, I really like to just keep it sparse a thread body. So that's as far as I'm going. I'm already done with the body, and I'll turn the time over to Tim.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do my wing now. So
Okay. Do you want me to do? I'll start doing my wing then.
yeah, why don't you start
Okay.
doing your wing?
Perfect. I'll show you how I'm going to tie that in. All right. So I am going to I just did a wait, what's going on here? I just did a skill builder about dry flies and about the different types of materials and things used on dries. Talked about how you basically need to have more buoyant parts than sinking parts. And so instead of relying just on the little wings to make this whole thing float, I'm going to build a little back strip of foam over the top of the head. I got to cut it to the right. Look at this. Look at this angle. So I'm just going to grab this and just cut it really thin. And this is, I think this is 1 mil foam. It's that new MFC foam that everybody loves. So what I'm going to do, I need my readers. Gosh, dang it. Dang you, freaking Rosenbauer, picking a size 20 fly.
I normally tie these in 24s. I only use 20s in like the North Platte in Wyoming where the tricos are huge, but our tricos here are like a 24.
Let's do a 30 then.
I figured, that you wouldn't be able to tie a 24, Cheech, so.
24? So when I first started tying flies, when people started realizing that I was like tying flies for other people, it was always size 30 bunny midges.
Really?
Yeah. So that's how I got my start kind of in the being known for a fly tire. One thing that I'm going to do though is I'm going to mash some stuff into this little thorax. And so I'm going to switch my thread out now from this 70 denier to 18-aught nano silk. So it's about 30 denier. All right. And once I get to there, I have this foam back tied in. I'm going to put a tiny little ball of dubbing right in front of that foam. About like that.
Tiny.
Right there. Okay. That's probably where I'll stop.
Okay, let me get my cameras going then. I think that's going okay. All right. For my wing, I really agree with Cheech on the whole floating thing. That like so far everything I have on here is kind of sinky. I mean, you get surface tension from the microfivets, but everything else, the metal and the thread is sort of sinky. So I like something that's real floaty, and I kind of have. It's not a secret material anymore, but Can you hand that to me, Johnny? It's this stuff. And so it's like, you talk about a big dubbing packet. It's for pillow stuffing. And the stuff floats just like incredibly well. And so what I like to do, just so I have like kind of equal amounts, because I'm always tying multiple flies, not just one. I kind of get the amount so they're roughly the same. I think this one. That's about the right amount. It just isn't all that much, but I'll show you why I think this stuff floats better than many materials. See how it's all zigzaggy like that? I think that it's not chemical that helps it to float. It's not treated with anything, but I think it may be just the structure of the fibers that's zigzaggy. So I'm gonna. And this is a size 20, guys, so little fussy in terms of getting it cross-wrapped, but and once I have it kind of the way I like it, I'll reinforce it a couple of times like that.
Got a couple questions coming in. We've got people of all different skill levels tuning in. There was another question from somebody. It was Crazy Life 99, and this is, Tom, probably a question you've gotten a lot on the podcast. And what's the one fly that is the most consistent year round for trout?
There is not one, as far as I'm concerned, unless you consider a black woolly bugger.
If I had to choose one, it'd probably be a black zebra midge.
Ooh, good choice, Cheech.
I was going to say, this person's probably just looking for a few flies to kind of start their journey with and kind of kick off trout fishing. And if you were to each suggest 2 flies, what would they be?
Zebra midge, pheasant tail, parachute Adams.
And I'm kind of close to that. I'd go. Oh, I need to have 4 though. I'd go purple haze rather than the Adams. I'd go probably an olive woolly bugger, a Frenchie, and a zebra midge.
Covering the full gamut there.
Yeah.
Tom, how about you?
I'll stick with the black woolly bugger, parachute Adams, and a pheasant tail. That gives you a streamer, a nymph, and a dry.
And while we're here, the only other question that came through that I think would be a good question to ask is how do you, any tips for seeing a size 24 trico? This person, Aliz, had fished a size 24 but had a hard time seeing it. Do you guys have any tips for seeing a small fly like that?
I'll go out on a limb.
Attention to where your fly lands, and if a fish rises in the general area, raise the rod tip gently.
I would absolutely agree with that. Sorry, Cheech, go ahead.
I was just going to say I was kind of toying back and forth with adding a little indicator to this one, but I'll do it. I'll show you how I add a little bit of visibility to the end of mine. But yeah, it's all about training your eyes and like looking at the end of your leader, and a delicate cast as well is just as important as good vision.
Well, and I know that a lot of guys will fish like the Trico Spinner off the back of a more visible dry fly, but I've kind of watched it really closely, and I believe that the dry fly influences the movement of the smaller spinner on the water to the point where it's just not as desirable, and so just kind of go by if a fish rises in the general vicinity of where you think the fly is, just set and hope for the best.
I'm with you, Tim, on the double dry. It seems like you're instead of having one fly that's working and one fly that's not, both of them are going to be dragged around by the other one. So
yeah,
you got to have dumb fish, and it's fine. I'm going to go get that indicator.
And I think sometimes the bigger fly even spooks the fish. I mean, when I'm fishing tricos, it's low, clear water, and those fish are so skittish that I want just a little tiny fly on the end of 6 or 7 long, 6 or 7X, and even that sometimes will scare them.
Yeah, and I think the trico hatches in particular, this is just my experience, are it's one of those things where the trout really get looking at the tricos and only the tricos. It's like they're absolutely fixated on it, and
Yeah.
to the
Every once in a while they'll eat an ant or a beetle though if you
yeah,
catch them
yeah,
with a trico.
yep. And I've heard a lot of people fishing ants during the trico.
Yep. Somebody mentioned it in the comments. And,
Yeah.
Well,
you
if you
gotta
get
figure.
frustrated.
Yeah, a little ant looks kind of, an ant imitation kind of looks like a trico. So
Yeah, true. Double trico.
Are you back yet, Cheech?
I'm here.
All right. Were you going to show us something?
No, I just had to go get my indicator material for when that time came at the end of my when I tie my wing.
Up.
Am I up?
No, Tim is up.
Tim's up.
I just finished, I think. So this
is where, I guess I'm up.
Yeah, that's where I ended up. Everything's
okay.
The wing is tied in, sort of.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to switch to a black background. And I'm going to, again, my wing is a little fussy, but this is the trico I use. And I tie him down to size 24 this way. I do not go to 26. I've had it with size 26s. So if they won't take a 24, too bad. And forgot something here. So I am the basic part of my wing is going to be this fulling mill parapost material. It's a sparkly, looks like this. It's not quite as kinky as Tim's stuff, but it still has a little kink to it, so it helps it float. And I'm going to cut a piece off.
But not as much as the ultra dry yarn, right?
No, it's not as kinky as the ultra dry yarn. And then I'm going to take about half of that, or even less.
I got to get me some of that stuff.
Yeah, it's nice. It's probably enough right there.
What are you trying to do? Grab like 4 of them?
No, but I'm just grabbing a bunch.
Goodness.
Actually, I'm going to use this bunch instead. Okay. So, and I'm going to separate this a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to take 2 strands of angel hair, and I'm going to lay those on there. That one's got a kink in it. I don't like it. Those both got kinks in them. Got to try to find a couple of them that don't have kinks in them. There's a couple. 2 strands, maybe 3, I don't know, of angel hair. My hands are sweaty because I'm so nervous here. Everything's sticking to me because I'm in a world champion.
Sticky fingers Rosenbauer.
Yeah. And then I'm going to add 2 strands of Midge Crystal Flash. So somebody was asking about seeing the fly. And I find that adding this little bit of flash to the wing, not only does it look like a trico wing, because they're pretty sparkly, but these little pieces of flash, it's hard to see there, will sparkle. And you can see your fly on the water a little bit better.
So 3 different materials in the wing. Is that
3 different materials? Yep.
Did I lose count?
No, 3 different materials. And I have found that anything that sticks up on a trico, they don't like. So I've wetted this so they stay together. I found that like a little post, I found that seems to be counterproductive. And as much as I would like to put a post on this so I can see it, I've noticed that the fish don't take flies with a post when they're on the spinners, that is. And then I'm going to just tie this in. And notice my wing is really sparse. I don't think you need a lot of material. It is not hard to float a size 20, 22, 24 hook. And I'm just figure eighting this in here, by the way.
You got that floating metal, it seems.
Well, it's not hard to float a size 20 hook. I mean, you could, with a good fly floating, you could float a hook.
We need to try that.
You can try it. And you got to sometimes fuss with these a little bit to get them together. But you don't want them, you want them a little bit spread out. You don't want them to. And I'm obviously going to trim this afterwards. So there's, and it's hard to really see that sparkle here with this light. But
That's
boy,
very cool.
even though that's a sparse little wing, it really shows up on the water. It just catches every, the crystal flash and the other stuff. It just catches every little reflection, and it stands out enough. I'll trim them now. It looks terrible. I'm going to trim them now.
Hopefully you don't trim it too short.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, one at a time.
Oh man, they better be the same length.
Yeah, I don't do that. Put them up on the top business. I can eyeball them.
Rosenbauer's got no time for it.
Oh.
No, I got no time for it. Anyway, yeah. So there we go.
This is an exercise in making haters your friends.
Yeah, I see a hater under there, but my thorax will fix that.
Yep.
Okay.
That's you, Cheech, right?
Yep. One of the things I really like about this Tech Chambray shirt is the glasses cleaner, because I'm not a glasses guy and I've started to become one. It drives me nuts when they're dirty. Does it get better as you wear glasses more? Anyway, we don't.
No,
Yeah.
no, it does not.
Okay.
I have lens cleaning cloths on every table in the house.
Oh, trust me. We just did
and readers.
Yeah. We just did an order of Fly Fish Food logo branded lens cleaners. So yeah, we're getting there. All right. What I'm going to use for my wing is, I think what I had was just the EP Trigger Point Trico wing. It's kind of like a very, very bright white. And I just farmed out about how much I want. Let's see. Can you guys see that? About this much for my wing. Okay. Very, very sparse amount. So what I'm going to do, instead of just figure eighting this, I have an interesting way I like to do my spinner wings in general. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to lay that right up against that dubbing clump like this. And I'm going to fold this on top of itself and just make a little bulb right there. See how that's holding nicely. So that wing just goes straight back. And I'm going to trim this just for ease of manipulating my dubbing later. But now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little ball of dubbing and cover up that tie down. And this is why I use the nano silk, is because even with the 70 denier, this bulks up quite a bit. So take my dubbing noodle up, and I'm just going to catch that. And now it just blends right into that back dubbing noodle. Ooh, see that, how it came off? I'll just redo that. No big deal. There we go. So We have a dubbing noodle, my wings going up like this. So now comes time to split the wing. So if I do it like this, the wing kind of splits from the top of the thorax instead of the side of the thorax and pushes down quite nicely. The other thing, because I looped this wing in instead of just tied it in clump style, and now I'm going to split it, it'll be impossible for those wings to pull out of there because some of them were tied in with the first clump, some were tied in with the second clump, but I'm just going to split them like this, and I'm going to pull this over and then just pull all my wings back so I can get a nice tie down just right there with a few turns. And you know what? I got too much on one side, so I'm just going to come back here, tease over some fibers onto my side, and we'll do that again.
I've never seen you so fussy, Cheech.
Well, usually I'm a lot more dialed, you know?
I wonder why.
Okay, so check this out. What are you talking about? I don't know. I don't appreciate the bullying. Okay. All right. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Unlike Rosenbauer, I'm going to pull mine straight up now, and I'll trim them across about like this. And I'm still very much not done with my fly, so I'll probably just let you guys go, and then I'll do one more thing, or do you want me to finish it?
Go ahead and finish it, Cheech.
Yeah, finish it.
Okay.
Give us a little spin so we can see. There we go.
So see
It
that?
looks good. It looks good, Cheech.
Very
So,
nice.
and then on the bottom, you have that real nice clean thorax, but
Yeah.
that's not what a mayfly wing looks like. Oh, sorry, I have a display plate and it just crashed.
Wow.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to round these off so they look more like mayfly wings. See, like that. And they're like little dirty mayfly wings, and they're supposed to be a little bit unkempt, like spinner wings hit and they fold up and crush up all the time.
Yeah.
So spinners and cripples fish a lot the same. So now you can see I have a little sparse wing like that, and you can keep trimming that as much as you want, which I probably will, you know, just for a second, because we're in a contest and stuff. But so now I talked about adding buoyancy to the top and a little indicator. So instead of just cutting this foam tab right here and leaving a tab going over the eye, I'm going to double it up on top of itself and make a little bulb here. It's like a little eye. The fish will never see that, but it makes a little bubble of foam right in front of that fly. Okay. Then I have that piece of foam going straight up, and this is where I can add a little microscopic indicator. And I'll take some Fulling Mill ultra dry yarn, only about 8 strands of it. Okay. I'm going to fold that over my thread. This is going to be treacherous on a little 20 fly. I haven't done one on a fly this small yet, so we'll see. All right, so I'm just going to fold this over my thread like this, and I'm just going to push it down into that little bulbous head right there. Okay. Then I'm going to take my thread forward, catch behind the eye, and I'm going to whip finish that. I'm just going to do 2, and then I'll put some head cement on there, and it will hold. I'm just trying to reduce bulk as much as possible. Trim off my thread. Then we're going to pull this forward, pull this down, and trim it. And then there's your little indicator on top. So it just kind of frizzes out like this. The fish will never see that, but all you need is a little tiny bit of that yarn to hit the sun, and it will shine up real nice. So anyway, that is my fly. And I'm gonna doctor up this indicator a little bit too.
Yeah, it's amazing how little of that, either the bright orange or the chartreuse yarn, you need
Right.
to be able to pick it out on the water. Even with
And the
bigger
other thing
flies.
is you don't want this to be a super heavy fly. So like you can put a foam tab on top of it, but what this fly is going to try to twist your tippet anyway because it's got a spinner wing, and so adding more like stuff that's going to twist up your tippet's bad. So this little tiny indicator will let stuff flow through it. It's not going to impede it at all, and it will allow it to sit down nice. So that is my fly.
All right, let me get cameras going here. Just make sure everybody's focused. All right, so where am I?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. There we
Yep.
go. So for the body, and again, just to keep things really, really thin, I'm using K-Poc dubbing from Semperfly. The stuff is so ridiculously fine and floaty. I think some of you know that it was used in life jackets back in the day. It was the weird white stuff that was in old, we call them life preservers as opposed to PFDs. And it's, you're not going to be able to see this, but this stuff, when you, it goes on so remarkably thin, it's almost hard to get enough of it. I'll go up way up here, just hopefully you can see a little bit of it. But you'll see when I go to wrap this stuff, and it's the part that I like about it. As thin as it is, also sticks to your fingers real bad. As thin as it is, it like when you wrap it, it kind of makes its own segmentation. And I can perhaps zoom in a little, but I already need more dubbing. I'm done with that noodle already. It gets a little clumpy sometimes, but you can usually pull the clumps apart. And so you get this real cool natural segmentation with it. And as I get up toward the thorax, I'm going to separate my wings and just put a little bit more dubbing on there. This stuff, the next little bit, I don't want to really just mash it onto the thread. I want it to be a little bit fluffier. I don't want a huge thorax on my fly, but I do want to kind of just build it up a little bit. You have the wing material in there too, so that adds to the bulk. And then I'm just going to kind of stuff all but just disappears. And then I can kind of get this up and out of the way and do a little whip finish. Now, in terms of trimming the wing to length, I do it a little differently, I guess. I find it easier to get the right measurement when I apologize, it might go a little dark. I can see the length of the hook, and I want it to be about the length of the hook. And so I give a little snip, pulling it out front. And I do exactly what Cheech does in terms of tapering these wings. It looks like a lot of material, but I'm not going to change the length of the wings. I'm just going to cut some materials off the sides and round the tips just a little bit. I hope you can see that. I'm just kind of doing it. Just to give it a more natural sort of profile when it's sitting on the water surface. And I also want to do the underside. I don't want too much hanging down. I got a few little haters. If you will.
Maybe you could use a cautery tool to trim that.
Yeah, I think the cautery tool would be good.
But
Just
really, just
Or a lighter,
yeah. Let me get the lighter. I'll.
You're gonna need your lighter anyways, Tim.
Am I now? But nice, clean underside. Good floaty wings. This is what I mean about trimming that underside, though. I don't really want stuff pointing down too much. And we'll leave it at that. But yeah, that's it. And to me, one of the keys is the material. It just floats so well. Yeah. And I'm done.
Was your vise in an auto accident? Is that why the head looks so weird like that?
This is actually a kind of redone. The Regal, what do they call them?
Their midge thinger.
Yeah, and I had them trim this part off. Just makes it easier to whip finish on small flies, so your whip finish tool doesn't hit underneath there. So
they need to make every single one of those jaws like that.
Yeah, I think they're in the process. Yeah, this is a kind of a prototype.
Sick.
Yeah, works great. All right, Tom, finish it off.
Okay, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna use
Of
course, I'm gonna use this Fulling Mill micro flash for my thorax, and it's not the easiest stuff to dub, but I find that the thorax on a Trico is quite sparkly as well. It's iridescent, so I'm going to use some of this kind of greenish black. I know, Tim. I know you're chuckling. And I do not
have a dispenser.
Tom's new nickname should be Sparkle.
Because Nick sent me one.
Turn it over and pull it out the other side, though. There are holes in it. There you go.
Oh!
Was he really pulling it out from?
Yeah.
I missed that.
I thought that's what you were going to say. No, it's all good. Just however you got to get that out there.
Yeah, these newfangled, modern things don't. So I'm just going to try to, and I don't do this on 24s. I use a microfine dubbing because I just can't get it thin enough. But I could get it to work, and it just adds that little bit of sparkle to the thorax. You have to kind of crank on it.
Tim, you can't see his fly.
But see, it dubs pretty.
Oh, Jonah's telling me we can't see your fly, Tom.
Oh, wrong.
I wasn't actually looking.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about the dubbing dispenser.
I'll get it eventually.
There we go.
All right. And now I'm just going to figure eight this. And you could see, even though I got that kind of coarse dubbing in there, I can make it pretty fine.
I like that dubbing with your sparkly wing too. Like that's pretty
sparkly,
pretty fishy.
And now a little
Very
trim, here. A few haters to get rid of. Don't cut your tail, Tom. And then I do need to taper these wings a little bit. Sorry, you probably can't see, but I can't get in there either.
We can see something.
Is that your thread? Oh,
You got me once. You're not going to get me again, Flagler.
damn this internet delay.
And then I get a better whip finish. And I see some dubbing haters over here. Yeah, I'm going to leave them. Anyway, I'll back up and I'll back up so you can see that a little better.
All right, we had a question that we skipped over that I wanted to bring up. Terrace is consistently breaking materials while trying, despite to make an effort to be more careful. Does this smell like cheap material or technique?
Could be a little bit of both, in my opinion. If your materials are super old, they can get brittle. If you're breaking your thread, most of the time it's an old crappy bobbin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can.
I wrap with, like, when people watch me, it's a little hard to tell on video. I wrap with a ton of thread tension, like I think way more than most people, and it's remarkable how much you can actually put on good thread to lock materials down. So yeah, check your bobbin. The bobbin nozzle could have a little nick in it or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes a little insert kind of slips out of there, and that's a easy way to break.
Yeah.
Someone asked, how about using CDC for wings?
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of Trico patterns have CDC, and it looks good. It's just that you really have to kind of doctor the stuff and dry it out quite a bit. That's been my experience anyway.
And you know, it doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same sparkle. I mean, as a spinner of a Trico wing.
I think also with CDC, you need to keep it so sparse that it's really easy to get it kind of nuked down with water. So that's one thing. But surely you can do a CDC. It's a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
Pain in the butt, but you can do it.
You can use almost any. You mean some people. I used to use wound hackle, just a light blue dun hackle, and trim it top and bottom.
I've seen an old fella from New Jersey use pillow stuffing for it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I've heard. Yeah.
Pillow stuffing?
Pillow stuffing.
Oh,
well, and like I don't know, he's a Lehigh guy. What was his name? Al. Oh, shit.
Freaking Al.
But there's he's the guy that invented Al's rat. There's also Al's Trico. What?
Al Rit?
No, it's not Rit. Al. Anyway, he just does it, just dubbing. Just a little dubbing ball and hackle. That's it for his Trico. And no tails, no abdomen. It's just kind of a ball of dubbing with hackle.
It's the 80-20 rule. It's 20% the fly, 80% angling skill.
All right. Well, we're here at the end. I'm going to put up the poll here in just a second, and everyone go to the link in the chat. And if you're watching from the Tightline Productions page, they'll drop the link in there. If you're watching on Fly Fish Food, the link will get dropped in there as well. So vote from wherever you're watching, and we'll have the results here in just a little bit. Go ahead and put up your flies on the screen.
Oh, the spin, right?
Well, the big spin.
The big spin.
How's it? Oh, we can be way zoomed in then. Right? So there's 1, 2, 3 tails on that one. Interesting.
This is always stressful.
It is.
Yes. Very stressful.
I gotta say, guys, I like the look of all of them, but they are pretty remarkably different. You know,
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
size 20 to have that much
Yeah.
variability is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, especially when you really are talking a fly that really only needs, you know, a tail, a body, and a little tuft of something to keep it afloat.
Yeah.
There were a lot of questions like, can I do this? Can I do that? Yes, absolutely. You can do any of it. Like, try it out and experiment.
Yeah, it's remarkable to me that when people kind of ask permission to do it, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's
There are
like
no rules.
just try it.
Yeah.
And
Keep in
that's-
mind, fish are dumb. Mine belongs on a Nickelodeon show. Well, guess what? Nobody hates Nickelodeon. Joke's on you. Can trout count tails? Yes.
yes, they can.
We covered that right at the first.
Only in New Jersey, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Jersey.
I can go faster than you.
Oh, dang it.
For anyone who has missed any of the previous tie-offs, we had a couple questions come in. If you go to the Orvis Fly Fishing or the Orvis YouTube channel, any of these live tie-offs that have been done are all archived there, so you can go back and see the previous ones that you've missed.
They're in a playlist called Tying with Tom. We should probably do a separate.
That
We
sounds
should
like
probably
a
do a
fun little
separate playlist
playlist.
for the tie-offs, because that's what people want to see. We should probably do a separate.
Well, we've got 101 responses right now. It's extremely close.
Wow.
We're gonna give it just a little bit longer to get all the responses in from Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and.
I'm leaving it there. That's my best side.
While we've got these flies up, do you each have a tip for a better presentation with a Trico spinner? Why don't we start with Tom, then we'll do Tim, then Cheech.
Yeah, you know, I would like to be able to use 6X on Tricos, and if the water's riffled a bit, I will. But 7X lands so much lighter, and 7X fluorocarbon, I've found that new Scientific Angler's really expensive fluorocarbon is incredibly strong in 7X, and I've noticed a huge difference in not spooking fish by using 7X, just because it lands so soft, and I think that that's one of my tips, and to get directly below the fish if you can, and just put the 6 inches of tippet and the fly over its head.
And I would agree 100%. And for me, 7X only on Tricos, and Tom is absolutely right. The new Angler stuff is kind of amazing.
Oh, it is. I have confidence in landing nearly any size fish on that.
Yeah. The other thing that I'll kind of add to that is, to me, it not only does it land softly, it doesn't inhibit the movement of the fly.
Yeah,
it's not like it's
much,
it's not like it's attached to a stick, like if you tied it on with 5X, say, or 4X. It's floppy enough that it allows the fly to move naturally.
Well, my opinion is that I'll typically use 6X on something like this. These are very similar to fishing like midges that we do all winter long. But the biggest key is a long leader. We'll fish like 16 or 17 feet with a whole bunch of tippet right at the end. The idea is when you turn over your cast, your leader is going to turn over, but your tippet kind of wads up on the water a little bit, and it buys you quite a bit of time of drift before that thing is going to sling away. I learned that from Lance, who learned it from like some guys on the Spanish team. But anyway, we've started doing that, and just really long leader, and then just work on your aerial mends. If anytime your fly hits the water and you have to mend your line with your fly on the water, you're kind of screwing yourself. So learn how to do aerial mends or position yourself so that you can get the fish to eat it. The end.
Ethan has a question. I'm new to fly tying and just caught my first trout on a fly. I tied. Any tips for a beginner? Thread tension, Ethan. Pay attention to thread tension. When you need to tighten down, when you need to have a little softer thread tension.
Can I add to that, Tom? For me,
absolutely.
One of the biggest tips I ever got is from one of my tying mentors, Les Shannon, who's right in the town that I live in. He said to concentrate on keeping even thread tension all the way around. We all have the tendency to kind of lob our bobbin over top of the fly. He said that the more even pressure all the way around as you wrap, he goes, you'll instantly be able to realize your flies are just cleaner, they're more durable, and to me it was one of the biggest tying tips I ever got.
I would say go to the Fly Fish Food channel, look up our series called Skill Builders. We have them all sequential, but we break down techniques and we rank them 1 to 5. So if you're brand new, just start with all the ones.
Yeah, those are great.
I just threw a link to a video that's on the Orvis YouTube channel with the amazing casting instructor, Pete Kutzer. You could watch that video as well.
Pete's the man, and he let me throw the white rod.
That's about the aerial mend. That's a question about the aerial mend.
Aerial mend, yeah.
The reach cast, yeah, great.
You got to throw the white rod.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man,
dude, me and Pete are about the same size, except I'm a little smaller than him. And I asked him if I could cast it one day, and he said, "Freaking A, go ahead and take it." So that's my claim to fame.
Nice.
You broke it.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and share the results here on the screen.
Uh-oh.
Nerve-wracking.
This is freaking nerve-wracking.
You're going to show us.
Like pie chart form, Davis? Or what? How are we going to... Oh, it is a pie chart. Wow, that's freaking close.
Wow. So Tim Flagler has taken the win here with 38.3% of the vote.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Then Tom with 31.9 and Cheech 29.8% of the vote. I would say that all three are phenomenally well tied, great patterns. I'd have all three in my box.
I would agree, and
wow.
I'm gonna steal elements from the other two's patterns. Make it my own.
Congratulations!
Yeah,
I think that's the closest it's ever been.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Wow.
We've got some recount being demanded.
A recount? A recount?
All right, gotta go. It's time to call it a day. 412.
We all know what's going on there with those politics in Jersey. All right, he doesn't want any of that stuff. Goodness gracious! But I guess I could do this.
What?
Where's my Brigham? Did you already black me out? Oh, he turned off my camera. I don't have power to the other one.
Brigham.
Here are my hands.
Well, put your face down in front of that camera. Just lay down on the table.
Well, you got the fly back.
Oh, that's scary. That's
that is terrifying right there.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
We're just getting another camera in, or getting another battery in.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in and watching.
Jeff, there's one question Jeff asked, is anyone seeing duns? And I assume he's saying duns of the Tricos. And yeah, you see them, but you see them either very early in the morning, Jeff, like at first light, or you see them sometimes the evening before. I know on the Denver South Platte in the Dream Stream, we used to fish Trico duns in the evening. They would always come off in the evening. And I think I see them here sometimes too. So low light period. So either early morning or just before dark is when you typically see the duns.
Now, can I just add a little thing with actually seeing Trico duns above the surface of the water, in a cloud, like a cloud of Tricos. To me, one of the ways to recognize them as Tricos as opposed to something else, say a blue quill, is that to me tricos bounce almost straight up and down in the cloud, and for like blue quills they do like a zigzag, more of a zigzag thing.
That's a spinner, though, right? That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, as spinners, and then when you see that cloud kind of get closer to the water, and you see the ones actually dropping out of the cloud, that's the time to fish the spinners. But as Tom said, that's usually very, very early in the morning
For the duns, yeah.
For the duns, but also for the. I mean, we're like, my son was shooting the other day at like 6:15 in the morning. I think he got us the spinners falling.
Well, I learned something years ago, and it's held up. The spinners fall when the air temperature reaches 68 degrees.
Oh, interesting.
I even sit in my house and wait till it gets to be about 65 and then run down to the river, because the river's in my backyard. So when air temp hits 68, and if it doesn't go down to 68 the night before, they don't fall.
They won't fall.
And sometimes you see tricos at spinners at noon. It's on a really cold day.
Yeah, I would
see if you agree with that, because it's always worked for me.
I would swear I saw him out on the Kootenai River this year with the Linahans, and like 10 o'clock in the morning, and even the guides were like, "Yeah, we really don't have tricos here," and but
I throw chubbies and Duracells.
Yeah,
that's summertime. We don't do that crap here. You throw 3X, a chubby, and a Duracell, and you freaking chill out on your boat.
So you fished there before, have you, Cheech?
Well, a little bit. We have a shop up north, up there in the Idaho.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
Yeah. So tricos are fun.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. We really appreciate your questions and your comments and your voting. And we don't know when the next tie-off is. We will let you know on social media. As soon as we come up with a date, we'll let you know. And thanks for watching. And
thank you, guys.
See you next month sometime.
I was late. Dang it.